We don't know if somebody's heart is sealed even. Our responsibility is to convey. Isn't it so? The Prophet ﷺ also, what was he told? That your responsibility is to convey. إِنَّمَا عَلَيْكَ الْبَلَاغُ وَعَلَيْنَا الْحِسَابُ. So similarly, we must also do the same thing. That when we come across people who do not believe, don't just say that, oh, they choose to disbelieve, so let them stay like this. Or they are disbelievers, they're not going to change. No, do your best in conveying the message. And we see how the Prophet ﷺ used to convey that if people did not accept, he would be hurt. He wanted everybody to accept. Because the hereafter is a matter that is extremely serious. It's about eternity. It's about adhabun azeem, a great punishment. If you don't want to go there, you don't want to be there, you want to save yourself and your family from there, you better want to save other people from there as well. So this well-wishing, this sincerity we must have for all people. Alright? So this is something that we must understand from these verses. Then another thing that we learn from these verses is that if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has opened up a person's heart for Islam, then this is a huge blessing of Allah. There are some people whose hearts are closed, their hearts are sealed, they're told again and again, they're shown again and again, yet they don't accept, they don't change. And there's another person who, when they learn something in the Quran, they try to bring a change in their actions. Is this their own achievement? This is a blessing of who? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because many times it happens that when we learn about the characteristics of, let's say, the muttaqeen, we become very happy that yes, I do this. So I'm a muttaqi, I'm a muflih. And look at her. She still hasn't changed. How sad. Don't think like this. Because if you changed, if you have improved, this is whose favor on you? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's huge favor on you. And it should not lead us to arrogance. It should not lead us to looking down on people. It should lead us to caring more about other people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Surah Al-An'am, Ayat 125, that فَمَن يُرِدِ اللَّهُ أَن يَهْدِيَهُ يَشْرَحْ صَدْرَهُ لِلْإِسْلَامِ. That whoever Allah wishes to guide, He opens up his heart to Islam. He opens up his heart to Islam, so he accepts it. Whatever Allah commands, he accepts it. So it's a huge blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Another huge lesson that we learn from these verses is that a person should be open to the truth. What does it mean by this? That a person should be open to the truth. That if somebody tells you about what right is, then what should we do? Accept it. We shouldn't say, no, I'm not going to accept it because, I've been doing this for such a long time. I'm not going to change now. It's just my habit. No. A person should be open to the truth. Because it will happen that as you're learning the Quran, as you're studying the Quran, you will come across many things that will be different from what you have been doing in your past. So at these points, we should not think, oh, my family does not do this. In my culture, we don't do this. No. Don't look at your family. Don't look at your culture. Look at what Allah wants you to do. We should be open to the truth. Because it's the characteristic of who? That they are not open to the truth? الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. And we don't want to be like them. Another huge lesson that we learn from these verses is that when we find out about something, when we learn about something that we should do, then we should do it. We should accept the warning. And when we're told not to do something, then we should stay away from it. Rules are not given so that they are not followed. Why are rules given? So that they are followed. And is there some benefit in following the rules? Yes, there is. It's for your own good. For example, in this classroom, if we have told you, please sit at the designated spots, for example, in the benches, on the chairs, and not in the pathway. Should we follow this rule? If we don't follow this rule, if we go against it, who are we harming? Ourselves. Because may Allah protect us, in case something happens, then we need clear pathways over here. Isn't it so? So similarly, the laws that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, He has not given them to us so that we go against them. No, He has given them to us so that we follow them. We live by them. So what's the lesson we learn? That when we find out about what we should do, then just do it. And when we find out about what we should not do, then stay away from it.
إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة ولهم عذاب عظيم.